Hello everyone, this is just a short video on 3 small factory tricks I found in Arknights Endfield version 1.2. These should work for future versions too, but we'll have to see what sorts of formulas we get next. In this version, we can now have a total of 8 Forges of the Sky, so 4 more than version 1.1. This is perfect for making heavy Shearonite, which needs 2 belts of regular Shearonite, plus 1 more for the Zircon Effluent, and 1 last forge to actually make the item. But there's actually a way to get the Zircon Effluent without using a Forge of the Sky. A typical factory for the last version will have 2 lines of SC batteries, and each one has 2 reactor crucibles turning Shearonite and sewage into both types of Zircon Effluent. The active effluent is needed for the batteries, but the inert one is usually just sent to treatment units to be deleted. But in version 1.2, we have the new purification unit, which turns 4 units of inert Zircon Effluent into 1 unit of active effluent and 1 unit of water. So with my factory here, instead of piping the inert effluent into treatment units, I'll use some conduits to send it into the purification unit. My SC battery lines make a total of 2 units of effluent per second, which is just enough for this formula. I can dump the extra water into the river here, and what we have left is a unit of active Zircon Effluent every 2 seconds. This is exactly what we need for making heavy Shearonite, so we can make it using only 3 Forges of the Sky instead of 4. But for my factory, there's a problem. I already have a Forge of the Sky in my Marker Stone outpost, and I need to move my new Zircon Effluent there from my core AIC area. But unlike normal items, we can't store liquids in the depot. So here's my second trick. Instead of using pipes and conduits to move liquids across outposts, we can put them into bottles and store them like solid items. The filling unit can fill a bottle with 1 unit of liquid every 2 seconds, which is perfect here because we're getting 1 effluent every 2 seconds from the purification unit. So with the depot unloader, I can just send empty bottles into it and send the filled bottles right back to the depot. Now if I go to my outpost, I can use a separating unit to take the liquid back out. I'll send the filled bottles into it, and the empty bottles can go back to the depot. And I'll take the effluent liquid and pipe it into my Forge of the Sky. So now I have a fully working heavy Shearonite production line with Zircon Effluent coming all the way from my core AIC area. But this is kind of a contrived example. Like, I could just move my Forge of the Sky to my core AIC area and skip all this bottle stuff. But there is one good use for it. If you want to fill this big hole with the new acid liquid, you can bottle it up in the Marker Stone outpost, send it to your core AIC area, and use pipes to move it to the big hole from there. Speaking of acid, my last tip is about the new Hetonite items. Producing a full belt of Hetonite needs 2 Hetonite solution, which needs 8 cuprium solution, so you need 8 reactor crucibles being fed with cuprium powder and acid. Over here on the left, I've got 4 pumps making 2 full pipes of all the acid I need, but now I need to split it evenly across all my reactors, which gets really messy. Instead, we can make the reactors send acid to each other for a much neater pipe setup. This works because the pipes can move 2 units of liquid per second, but each reactor only needs half a unit per second. So 2 units of acid enter the first reactor every second, which consumes half a unit, so the next reactor gets 1.5 per second. That one consumes another half unit, so the third one gets 1 unit. The same thing happens again, so the last reactor only gets half a unit per second, which it consumes completely. I'll do something similar for the cuprium solution that these reactors are making. The first reactor makes half a unit per second and sends it to the next one. The second reactor adds another half a unit, so it outputs 1 unit total. The third reactor outputs 1.5 per second, and the last one outputs a full pipe of 2 units per second. Now since I need 8 total reactors, I'll just copy and paste this setup and send a pipe of acid into each. The acid flows into the last reactor first, and it'll take some time before it overflows and gets to the ones before it. But eventually all 4 reactors will start working. Also, as of the first half of patch 1.2, we don't have enough cuprium veins to fully supply 8 reactors. So if you want to save some space and power, you can just set up 6 reactors instead. Either way, we're now making enough cuprium solution for a Hetonite production line. The rest of the factory is left as an exercise for the viewer. And that's all I've got for today. If you know some tricks of your own, feel free to post them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.